Good afternoon, listeners. This is Kay Brunson. Thank you for tuning in to the Real on Real Estate Radio Show, and we are live in the studios of WMBM 1490. Again, I am Realtor Kay Brunson, licensed realtor with K1 Realty Group. And during the show, you can dial us by calling in Miami listeners 305-653-9626, Broward listeners 954-525-1490. And for our out-of-town listeners, dial 1-855-599-WMBM. And of course, you can contact me by contacting me at 954-552-5919 or on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter under Realtor K Brunson. And of course, our real estate broker, Dr. Karen Jones Lewis, licensed real estate broker with K1 Realty Group. You can reach Dr. Karen at 305-323-1556. And on all social media, at K1 Realty Group. That coffee hasn't kicked in, Samantha.
Good morning, everyone. This is Samantha Joseph with K1 Realty Group. You can find me at 305-783-1591.
Great. Samantha, we had a great last show. We had attorney Estevez on the show, and she was talking about the Lady Bird deed.
Yeah, that was a great show. She had a lot of great information for us.
She sure did. And of course, listeners, if you did not hear that show or you want to catch the highlights, you can also visit us on K1 Realty Group on Facebook for that highlight. Okay, so let's go ahead and just start today's show, and we're going to start out with a spotlight on a property. Now, we're spotlighting the beautiful plantation. Wow, this is a gorgeous home. It's a 3-2 home with a den. It's newly and completely custom renovated. It has an open floor plan, huge kitchen. There's quartz, marble, countertops, copper sinks. I mean, it didn't spare anything from the savvy buyer who wants all the updated appliances.
Yeah, that sounds like it has style there.
Wow,
yeah.
Yes. It has stainless steel appliances, of course, even a wine fridge. I mean, this one is awesome. And of course, you know, with a lot of the newer houses, they're actually taking out these the water tank and putting tankless water tanks. So on this particular property, they've done just that. I mean, the roof itself is only 5 years old. Tankless water heater, impact windows. Man, this thing has enough room for 8 cars. It's a circular driveway with patio, and of course it has a salt water filter system for the pool. Talk about luxury there. So if you love that spa resort type living and you want that all packaged in a great home, contact us in reference to this property, 954-552-5919.
Yeah, that sounds like a great place for entertaining.
Yes, it is. Oh, wow. The beautiful plantation. That's my market area. Great. So, wow, it's only a few days away from spring. We're about to go into the spring in real estate. And, of course, we just finished our third quarter in real estate market. So, definitely want to talk about what's new and what as we head into the spring in real estate. As we head into the spring in real estate, we want to definitely let our sellers know that the season is changing. Sellers and buyers are actually getting out and they're looking at more houses. And of course, before you list your property, of course, we want to make sure that we're doing you a justice and giving you tips on how you can sell your property faster and make more money bottom line. That's basically what we're here for. One of the things that we just want to give you and give you some tips on is how to prepare your home for inspection.
Yeah, so that's definitely something you want to think about. Yeah.
Right, because you know that the buyer is going to get an inspection. So what we want to do is actually set it up to get an inspection prior to the buyer going in and doing the inspection. And of course, you know, we always talk about ACs and we talk about the water heaters and things of that nature, but some of the things that we don't touch on as much until the inspection is the electrical. I mean, if you have an older house, some of the older houses have wiring and electrical panels that may be a little bit out of what the code enforcement is looking for in today's market. So if that is your home, or if you want to make sure that your home is up to date, get a home inspector or an electrician to come out and actually look at your panel and your wiring to make sure that it's actually up to par. You know, that'll actually save you money because sometimes they'll put in the report that that's a hazard.
Yeah, that can definitely save you money as well.
You do not want an inspector or appraisal to put in the report that you have wiring that can cause a hazard. So we recommend definitely getting an electrician out to look at those things. Of course, the roof is like the topic of of all houses.
Yeah, everyone wants to know how old is the roof. That is one of the number one questions people want to know, especially in South Florida.
Correct. They want to know the lifespan of that roof, and we know by a lot of common knowledge. Most people know that 10 to 20 years is what we're looking for on the roof. But of course, you want to make sure that if you do have a property and you're looking to list the property, just have your roof inspected to make sure that it's up to par. And if you've actually had a roof, and sometimes you want to cut corners and you put that second roof on top of the original shingles.
Oh yeah.
So now it's double shingled. That may be an issue when we're coming into a new buyer who's purchasing the property. So we definitely want to make sure that, if there is old roofing, that it's not double shingle, because things can lead to leaks. And if it's anything that's leaking when you're getting ready to sell your property, those things can be an issue. One more thing, and this is like a big thing that many people don't think to check, is how good is your foundation?
And that is something that a lot of people might not think about, the foundation of the home, which is one of the most important things.
If you don't have a good foundation, then you don't have a good, home. But for the most part, make sure that you're actually having a structural engineer come out, inspect the foundation, see if there's any cracks or if it's sunken or if it needs any repairs. I mean, those are like, prime tips, good tips to do, especially if you're looking for us to actually list your property, because when you're putting the house on the market, it's just like putting it out under a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And we want to make sure that before you list your property with us, that we are ready for that examination.
And foundation is something you want to get out ahead of, because it only gets worse as time passes. So you want to know about that as soon as possible.
Correct. So sellers, we got your back. And if you want to get more information, definitely contact us at 954-552-5919. All right, Samantha, what's going on in the community?
All right, so the discussion for a new real estate development in Little Haiti is continuing on. So the project is called the Magic City Innovation District, and it's projected to bring a whopping $1 billion. So the project is a really big project. It would spread over 7 blocks and 17 acres. And some of the buildings will go as high as 25 stories. And it would include residential, commercial offices, entertainment spaces, and it's expected to take 16 years to complete. So that's definitely a big.
That's a little ways off.
Yeah,
but hey, we're here for
it. It's a big long-term project. So the real estate firm behind the project says that it will bring positive economic impact to the community. So according to the economic impact analysis that was submitted to the city, the Magic City project will create 584 short-term jobs annually, and that will generate $520 million in wages. The analysis also said that it will have residential market rate residential units, affordable housing and hotel firms and pop-up theme parks that is designed by the creator of Cirque du Soleil. So that's pretty interesting. So they also say that the project will create 11,000 direct and indirect full-time jobs. But the issue is that many Little Haiti residents and businesses owners are skeptical and fear the size and scale of the project itself, because they're worried that property values in the area will cause displacement of people who already live there. And that's been a hot topic going on throughout the year. And since last year, I know I heard one of the commission meetings lasted for hours long, started Thursday night, didn't end until well after midnight.
Wow.
A lot of people came out from the community who were for it and against it, and it was a pretty heated discussion amongst commissioners and the community, because a lot of people aren't so sure about it, but some people are for it.
And that happens a lot of time when you have a new developer who's coming into a community and they're trying to bring, what they would consider more of your city type life to that community. A lot of the homeowners, they don't want to, go into that city life, and then you have some that know the benefit of actually having those things around who are willing to do it. So it sounds like the community is really, really concerned with this particular development. But again, it's bringing jobs, housing, hotels, and of course, Florida is like the area for your vacation and things of that nature. So it actually may be a good look.
Yeah, it just all depends on how you look at it.
Correct.
So this week, federal prosecutors charged 50 celebrities and elite business people across the country for paying bribes to get their kids into elite universities. So that story kind of came out just this week on Tuesday.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's been on the national news. A lot of people have been talking about it. And one of those people caught up in this investigation is Robert Zangrillo. So he is the CEO of investment firm Dragon Global. Dragon Global is one of the investment companies involved in the Magic City Innovation District in Little Haiti. So Zangrillo, yeah.
Wait, hold on. This particular thing that this development we were just talking about that's coming to Little Haiti, this particular development is over, developer is over that particular project?
Yes.
So, wow.
One of the investors, one of the CEO for one of the investor firms that is investing into the Magic City project, so he's been caught up in these investigations and has been charged. So he's accused of spending $250,000 to get his daughter into college, to boost her GPA, and to get her into elite universities. So the spokesperson for Magic City says that Zangrillo is a minority interest in development and is not involved in day-to-day operations. And the spokesperson also said that the partnership they have always conducted themselves with transparency and integrity. So, according to the Miami Herald newspaper, federal authorities say that this is the biggest college admission scam to be prosecuted in the U.S. Justice Department. So,
wow. Now I know that there are colleges, and many of your Harvards and your Yales and things of that nature. People work really hard to try to get into those programs and get their their SAT and ACTs up. And of course, with different celebrities being able to get in there without doing the work, that's disheartening. But also, I know that when it comes to even with our buyers on a smaller level, where they're looking to purchase in a certain community, some buyers want their kids, or many buyers want their children to go to certain schools. So just to kind of tackle into that, knowing the areas and where you're wanting the children to go in school, and all those things are actually important when you're thinking of, hey, I want to buy a property in this particular community, because there has been an arrest of a particular party, I think once before, where she put her child in a school that was outside of her district, and she was arrested. So guys, definitely when we're going through and we're doing buyers consultations and things of that nature, if your child needs to be in a certain school district, those are like some of the questions that we ask, because we don't want anybody caught up in a scandal.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
So, on a lighter note, a new record has been broken for the most expensive single-family home sold in Miami-Dade County history. So the mansion is a 10-bedroom, 14-bathroom estate in Indian Creek Island, and it sold for $50 million.
Wow.
And the funny thing is that when the record was broken before that, it was the same home, and it sold for $47 million to a Russian buyer who paid all cash.
So an additional $3 million in equity. That's a pretty nice
that's
increase.
Yeah, that is a great increase. So according to the Miami-Dade Clerk of Courts, it sold at the beginning of last month, and the home features a 3D movie theaters, a 100-foot swimming pool, a rooftop sky bar, and a private beach with pink sand imported from the Bahamas. That sounds like a vacation at home.
He really went all out on this property. I see why it sold for $50 million.
Yes. So the Indian Creek community has only 35 homes, and the population is 86. It's a tiny island, and it's on Biscayne Bay. And the average home value there is around $21 million. So
wow.
Yeah, he made a killing on the 50 right there.
But it's right here in our backyard.
Yeah, right here.
Bay, that's right here in our backyard. So there are big luxury homes, nice homes. We have a home to be able to fit everybody's budget here in Miami. All right, so it is time for the real deal question giveaway. Okay, so we are definitely wanting our callers to call in and answer this question. Last week we gave away a $25 gift card, and today's question we have is, what are 3 documents that you should have before you list or sell your home? So you're contacting us and you're saying, hey Kay, hey Samantha, we're ready to list our property, we're ready to sell our property. And of course, going through that whole procedure, you will want to have certain documents pertaining to your home. What are 3 documents that you should have before you list or sell your home? Call in for your chance to win a $25 gift card. And of course, our listeners, Samantha, can tell our listeners where to call us.
All right, so Miami listeners, you can call in at 305-653-9626. Broward listeners can dial in at 954-525-1490. And for our out-of-town listeners, feel free to call in at 1-855-599-WMBM.
Great, great, great. Yeah, listing your house is definitely a big step. And a lot of times, people have been in their house, 10, 15 years, and some of the documents and things they don't have, and some of them may actually store those documents. So we're just asking, what are those documents you should have? All right, so we'll wait till we get a caller, but we'll go ahead and we'll jump right into the show from here. Of course, Samantha, we want to make sure that we're going into the third quarter in real estate. We're going into the springtime, and of course, over the last 3 months, we've been giving tips. We had inspectors in, we've had mortgage officers in, and of course, we want to continue to make sure that we're updating our listeners. Of course, definitely like our new homeowners, our soon-to-be homeowners, and anyone that's actually just beginning their home search of different things that they can do to prepare before they start buying, or even after they bought their home. Okay, so just to kind of give you guys a few tips, Samantha, can we start off with what we can actually do to help?
So a few things that a buyer will want to think about after buying their home is recording your deed. Why it's important to record your deed. So when your deed is recorded as public record, it helps protect you from claims on the title in the future. So you want to, sometimes the closing agencies might do that for you, but if that's not the case, you can always take your deed to the appropriate recording office and have it recorded with official county records. And the recording, and if you can't do it at closing, you want to do it right afterwards, as soon as possible.
Correct. And like the deed, what the deed is, and it's basically the document that says you are now the homeowner. Just like with closing, when we're sitting in closing and we're sitting with you and the closing agent, they'll bring that document in to the closing table, and it describes who you are, single, married person, or if it's a couple. It details that information, it puts your name there, and of course they're going to take that particular document and record it with the county. So you want to make sure that when you're looking at that document, you want to first make sure that everything is correct on the document. But in turn, once it's actually, you left the closing table, you want to just check the actual county records to make sure that that document has been recorded.
Yeah. And so once it is recorded, you can actually double check yourself on your own. And with a simple search in the Miami-Dade or Broward County Clerk of Court's website, they'll show you these public records, and you can look up these records for yourself or for anyone else.
Correct. I mean, because many homeowners, they know that there's a lot of paperwork that's given, just as we talked about, different things that you may need, but different homeowners, when they purchase, they don't know, what do I do after I purchase the house? How do I make sure, that my insurance policies and things of that nature are accurate? How do I make sure that my deed is properly recorded? So these are some tips that, we want to make sure that we're giving you to say, after I close, now let me just do a double checklist on the property. Also, some of the things, just as we talked about public records, the public records actually has a lot of information that it holds.
There's a lot
to your home.
That is public
Correct.
record.
Through the assessor's website and your property, you can go in and find out everything in reference to that property, previous owners of the property, land survey. You're able to get a survey of your actual land that basically describes where your land ends and where your neighbors begin. And that's important.
That is important. Because someone might put the fence up the wrong way, so you realize, I could have 5 more feet of yard.
Correct. And of course, here in Florida, mango trees are very big, so if you want to know who is the owner of that mango tree. But definitely going in, checking the public records, looking at your property line, looking at the information pertaining to your property is very important, and it's actually available to you.
And it doesn't just stop with the surveys or the deeds. There's a lot of things you can look up. You can even look up your liens, if there's liens